Hello students, in this part of the video we are going to talk about the cell, fundamental unit of life. Now what is a cell? We know that cell is the basic structural and functional unit of all the living organism. It is the basic structural and functional unit of living organism. In other words, we can say cells make up living things and carry out activities that keep a living thing alive. That means all living organisms are made up of cells. Cells are the building blocks of their life. Now, if we talk about the cell theory, what is a cell theory? It is a collection of ideas and conclusions from many different scientists over the time that describes cells and how cells operate. The cell theory has got three main points. First point, all known living things are made up of one or more cells. The second point says that all living cells arise from pre-existing cells by cell division. And the third point says the cell is the basic unit of structure and function in all living organisms. Right? These 3 points are there in cell theory, and the theory is the collection of ideas. Now if we go to the cell theory timeline, we see there are many scientists, they put forward their ideas. Like if we talk about Robert Hooke, he was the first one who described the cell. Right? If we go to the discovery, the credit goes to Robert Hooke. Though he observed the dead cells, but for the first time he discovered this cell. In the year 1665. Now, in 1674, Anton von Leeuwenhoek observed living cells. So, the credit goes to Anton von Leeuwenhoek for the discovery of the living cells. We need to remember these two names. If the question is asking who discovered the cell for the first time, we would take up the name of Robert Hooke. And if the question is asking who discovered the living cells for the first time, then the answer would be Anton von Leeuwenhoek. Now let us talk about Robert Brown, who discovered nucleus in the year 1883. So here we have got 3 names. We need to remember Robert Hooke, Anton von Leeuwenhoek and Robert Brown for the discovery of nucleus. Then we need to remember a few more names. Felix Dujardin discovered fluid content of the cell, and J.E. Purkinje, he named the fluid content of the cell as protoplasm. Right? So the name protoplasm was given by Purkinje, and the fluid content, that means the protoplasm, was discovered by Felix. So Felix discovered the fluid content and Purkinje named that fluid content as protoplasm. In 1838, Matthias Schilden, his full name is Matthias Jacob Schilden. It is popularly known as M.J. Schleiden. He said that all plants are made up of cells. So here we have studied about the discovery of the cell, and we have studied the cell theory timeline.